We have Will in Pennsylvania with a question for me and Jenna. Does God believe in atheism? Is that what your question was, Will?
Yeah, that was the question. But I thought it was pretty classic that we had an atheist trying to straighten out a Satanist. Both live in darkness. If that ain't the definition of a house divided against itself.
It's not divided against herself. You know what I think was ironic? That I had another theist calling in to try to say that slavery was moral. Do you think slavery was moral?
Well, I'm not even.
Do you think slavery is moral?
Wait a minute. I haven't called to talk about that.
I'm asking you a question. Do you think slavery was moral?
Is it moral?
Yes.
In what sense? Does it go against God or does it go against man? In what sense?
Is there a difference?
Isn't your view that?
Yeah, it is. God and man is the same.
No. Okay. Owning other people as property. Would you say that is morally permissible or not?
I would say if I was to own a slave, I'm going to probably do to him the things that God does not want me to do to him. So because of that, knowing that I'm sinful, God is going to give me some rules to follow, even in my disregard of listening to him or loving him.
Why didn't you?
That would be my answer.
Why is it so difficult to say that owning people as property is immoral?
Because I don't think he thinks that.
I did say that, didn't I?
It didn't sound like it.
That, but I explained it through answering the question.
No, you added a bunch of other stuff. I said, do you think...
a bunch of other stuff. I
said, do you think that slavery is immoral? Do you think owning another person is immoral?
And what did I say about my stuff?
I don't know, but it wasn't yes.
Or no.
Sometimes you can't get the answers exactly how you want them.
Really?
But you can still...
Is it okay to rape people? Is it okay to rape people?
What you say?
Is it okay to rape people?
No.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Why couldn't you just say that about slavery? Like, is that so hard?
You know why? Because the Bible advocates for slavery.
So we're going to justify it in whatever way we can.
Exodus 21. Woo. Hey, you think slavery is immoral? The last guy that called in was a theist saying it was moral. Talk about a house divided.
Maybe they should call each other.
Yeah, you guys work it out and then call us back. And your question, does God believe in atheism, is a ridiculous question, because if there is no God, then of course God doesn't believe in atheism. And if there is a God, then he does believe in atheism, because atheism is the position of people who don't believe that a God exists. If you understood any of that, you wouldn't look so ridiculous, and you wouldn't know how to do a candy-ass tiptoe dance around a simple question about whether or not owning people as property is
He didn't
moral.
want to answer that question, though.
I think that God knows that I would mistreat my slaves, so God will give me rules about how to not mistreat my slaves. Hey, why doesn't God give you a rule to not have fucking slaves? How weak and pathetic is your God that he's like, well, they're going to have slaves, so maybe I should tell them, don't beat the slaves so much that they die within a day or two, but you can beat them as long as they live more than a day or two. That's a ridiculous. I'm so done with that crap.